Well, let's go. Okay, and with the use of these prime hands once more, hitting that big 26, we are now officially the highest mastery rank in the game at this moment in time. Let's absolutely freaking go, boys. Hello everybody, it's your boy N here, and I'm coming at you guys with another YouTube video. So in today's video, it is going to be the fastest way to farm yourself the mastery rank within the first Descendant. So without further ado guys, let's get right on into today's video. As you can see, I am mastery rank 26 currently, which is, as of the time of recording this, the highest mastery rank in the game at this moment in time. The day I'm recording this is Sunday the 18th of August 2024, just so we are all clear about that. A little bit of stuff may change in the future, but primarily the only thing that will be changing is that it will become easier. There'll be new descendants in the games, new weapons in the game, and essentially it will be easier to get more stuff to gain yourself more mastery. Before we do that though, real quick, my creator code is going to be on screen right now, so please do consider using that code. Top link in the description if you want to support me. Other than that, my Discord server is going to be linked in the description down below, and please do feel free to join that as well. Now let's actually get on into today's video. Starting off, what does mastery rank even mean? It means how much of the game you have experienced in terms of the different weapons, different descendants, and different things you can do. You can see the descendant modules and weapon modules going and staying the same. And these higher mastery ranks, these don't change constantly, but when they do, it is a nice little jump. Moving yourself through, you can see that you get 3 more equipment inventory slots. You get yourself 3 more storage slots, 20 more consumable inventory slots, and the shape stabilizer in your inventory amount will go up over time depending on the lower mastery ranks going to the mid. I think once per page it will go up, so every about 4 or 5 mastery ranks. It is also very important to note that different items in the game will give you a different amount of mastery rank. For example, if you were to level up a ultimate descendant, you would get yourself 50,000 mastery rank points or XP into your mastery bar right over here. Instead of ranking up an ultimate descendant, if you were to rank up a normal descendant, you would instead get 49,680. But I've basically made a document that is going to make it significantly easier for you guys to track and figure out a lot more of this information instead of having to do it in the game. Before I do show you this document though, there is just 1 or 2 things that I want to quickly get out of the way. Now, you do have this weapons list, which is in the game over here. This is going to show you all the weapons of each weapon type, category, the colors, and this is something I have also incorporated into my own document, and we will get onto that real quick though. So I wanted to first go on about the different weapon tiers. Now as you can see, we have a normal tier, a rare tier, an ultimate tier, and a transcendent tier. Currently there is nothing in the transcendent tier, but that does mean that something will maybe eventually come in the future within this tier. As of right now, the blue tier is the lowest tier of all of the weapons. When you do rank up a blue rank weapon from level 0 to level 40, the weapon proficiency rank means what weapon the rank is. The proficiency rank means what rank the weapon is, my bad. You can get this from 0 all the way up to 40, and 40 is considered a max rank weapon. If you do have a level 40 weapon, you can catalyze it, and then you are able to re-rank it up and have more module capacity on your config. But level 40 is generally considered the max rank for every weapon. Now like I said, if you do max up any blue rank weapon from 0 all the way to 40, you will get 9,840 XP per weapon. But the color is basically going to determine the amount of XP, and all blue rank weapons will give you 9,480. Moving on to the purple tier of weapons. Now there are a lot more weapons in this game that are the purple tier. Now you can see even from the general rounds there is a ton of them, in the special ton of them, impact there's a lot of them, and even in the high power rounds there is again a lot of these weapons. Ranking up a purple rank weapon will give you a total of 18,960 XP for a single weapon. As you can see, with the amount of weapons there are, this is going to be a big chunk of your XP bar, but this is still not going to be the greatest chunk of your bar, because moving on to next, we are going to talk about the ultimate tier of weapons. Each one of these golden weapons are going to give you a big fat total of 28,440 XP per weapon. Now as you can see, there is 8 weapons over here, there is 4 weapons over here, there's 5 over here, and there is 6 over here. Now I've done the math on everything on this document, so let's switch on over to the document and I'm going to show you what I am talking about right now. So as you can see right now, this is my document called the First Descendant Weapon Checklist. I have also got the Descendants in here, but we are going to talk about that a little bit later in this video. Now over here you can see the weapons, the color of the weapons, the category of rounds they come under, the difficulty, the location, and what mission to get these weapons. So I'm basically doing all the guesswork for you. Now just from playing the game generally, I'm sure you are going to have plenty of these weapons lying around, so it's time to basically get farming and rank up their proficiency to max. Now over here I have done the calculation, and doing every single blue rank weapon in the game will give you a total of 108,240 XP, which is still going to be a fairly good amount. Even in the higher master ranks, that is almost half a master rank on its own. Moving on to the purple weapons. So the purple weapons, same story over here. I've gone over the weapon checklist, so you are going to be able to download this document and update it yourself, but I am going to keep updating this document with more useful information as time goes on. Now you're going to be able to tick or cross whether you've gotten yourself the weapon. This is going to be the difficulty that you want to load into the mission, which is shown up there, the location, the mission, and then they'll also show you the amount of XP you get from all of these weapons once you rank them all up. There is 18,960 per weapon, and going down all the different weapon categories, and the total of this one, all the purple weapons being 747,600 XP. Now that is going to get you a fair few mastery ranks on its own. Now let's talk about the ultimate tier of weapons, or the gold weapons. Now in this one over here, I've just listed all the guns, so you can tick or cross whether you actually have them, again categorized by their rounds. The total of all these weapons are going to be 651,120 XP, which again is going to be a lot of mastery rank. I believe that's almost 3-4 whole mastery ranks in the higher tiers on its own. Now I do also have a checklist for this, which I'm going to be updating. I'm going to basically have which material pattern you should be using, the drop chance, the percentage, and you know, all that sort of information on here shortly. So you know, this document is still a work in progress. I just made this all today, so please forgive me. Other than that, we've got the Descendants. With the Descendants over here, we've got a list of the ultimate Descendants, how much XP you gain from them, which is 50,000. Then we also have the non-ultimate Descendants list, and as you can see from this one, you gain 49,600 XP. With all of these getting together, all 21 Descendants are worth 1,045,200 XP, which is about 5 or 6 master ranks on its own. Now again, I am going to be doing the checklist for all of these Descendants and giving you all the material patterns, the mission, the drop rate, and the opening method. So just stay tuned for this document, and I'm going to be updating it over time whenever I see fit, and basically put a little bit of work into it at least every single day. Your best friend throughout majority of all of this though is going to be if you bring up your menu and use the access info tab of all of this. Now as you can see over here, this will tell you about the amorphous material patterns. If you are looking for a specific part, let's say for example I'm looking for the Afterglow Sword nanotube, I can just write the Afterglow Sword nanotube and it will show me all of the material patterns that have this in, and then it will also show you the drop chances and everything. In my instance, what I'm going to put in my document is, for example, amorphous material pattern 81 mutant AA, and say that the drop chance is 20% on this one. This is an example. If I was to put in material pattern 56, this does have the lowest drop chance of it only being 10%, with all these other ones being 20, so obviously I'm going to put the ones with the higher drop chance pattern in. So that is basically just a gist of how to use this access info, which is going to be the fastest way for you to farm yourself out all of these ultimates, weapons, and materials. You basically just need to pick a weapon and then go all in. My recommendation is farm 5 of each relic and then crack them open. So if you're after, like I said, the Afterglow Sword in this instance, I would grind 5 of these relics out and then I would open them. Again, to find out what you do on PC, all you've got to do is hit F for the acquisition info, and then it'll tell you exactly where to get it. So you know, that's all going to be in my document too, but it's just significantly faster to do it in game, and the document is better for the weapons more so than the ultimate Descendants, but this is just generally what I think is the fastest way to do it. Now, I am obviously aware of some limitations that players will have. Not everyone can take on all of these bosses on their own, hard bosses or anything like that, and obviously you need to fight some of these bosses to run it and get the material pattern. Obviously the first option is running in public with an intercept, and that is gonna put you up with other players. That is going to basically, you know, try be opening their own pattern, but you'll all be fighting the boss together. Now, the more players that are inside of a lobby with a boss, the higher the boss's health will scale. It is better, in my personal opinion, to fight a boss solo. Now, even on the hard mode bosses, I know it can get pretty difficult, especially with the Executioner. His immunity is a pain in the backside, as well as the Pyromaniacs and even the Swamp Walkers. The Brides have got Frenzy State, can also be a little bit of a problem if you don't know what you are doing, and the Devourer recovering his health can also again be a problem if you do not know what you are doing. My point with all of this being that I do understand these bosses can be a little bit difficult, but ultimately you just need to lock in and learn the mechanics of each of these bosses one by one. Now, I do highly recommend using a nuking Lepic build. I do have the one that I have made in the description below. I do highly recommend using a nuking Lepic build, because if you do use a nuking Lepic build, you can single-handedly take down any of the bosses within this game. The config is a little bit much to get through into just this one video, but ultimately just have a look at that video, and if you are done with that and you replicate almost all, if not all of that entire video, you will be able to take on every single boss in this game, or at least up to the hard Swamp Walker on your own. Ultimately, this is just about you gotta catch them all type of thing, big up Pokemon, but this is literally all that this is. Mastery Rank is just a collection of how much items you have gotten in the game, and like I said, currently the max amount being 26. I myself at this point in the game am only missing one singular weapon, and that is going to be the Peacemaker, because Gluttony at this stage is a pain to deal with, and I've not got myself set up to deal with Gluttony yet. But once you do, then you know, you're vibing. You not got to worry about it. With the nuking Lepic config, you can take yourself all the way up to Molten Fortress with no problem. You're going to have to coordinate a team for the fortress though, but basically just about getting all of these weapons. Now, there are some weapons that I absolutely recommend hard investing into, 100%. Them being the Enduring Legacy is definitely one of them. The Python is also definitely one of them. The Afterglow Sword is definitely one of them. Where's it gone? The Thunder Cage also being one of them. Now, everyone's going to have their preferences in their playing style, so you know, I'm not going to force it on anyone to do this or that. But basically, that is one of the fastest ways, if not the fastest way, to deal with Mastery Rank. And like I said, I've taken a lot of the guessing work out of it for you guys, and I've put everything in a document for you to make it a little bit easier. So that has basically been this video on farming yourself up Mastery Rank. It's been a much more of a talking video versus gameplay, and I hope you don't mind that. But if you did enjoy, please do smash that like button, and if you are new here, consider subscribing. And on that note, I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day, people. Peace.